Hey guys, it's Diesel here. Welcome back to another video. Today we will be doing a review on Japanese All Engines Go merch. Because if you couldn't tell, I was just in Japan. Well, I mean, you probably couldn't tell. I haven't really posted anything on here in like a month. But yeah. So why don't we get into it? So to start us off, I thought we should start from smallest to biggest. So first, we've got the Tomica All Engines Go characters. Come on, camera, focus. Let's go. Alright, so we've got Thomas. Come on. Come on. We got Thomas, little goofy guy. We got Percy, another little goofy guy. And we've got Nia. I don't like Nia. For this, they clipped it off the running board. Yeah. All right, why don't we get into them? First up, we've got the man himself, Thomas. Thomas, he's really silly looking. I like him. This is probably one of the most accurate all-engines Go toys I think I've ever seen. And before you ask, scale-wise, here he is. Come on. Here he is compared to a push-along Thomas. So they're not exactly the largest, but compared to their normal counterparts, they're actually pretty big. Yeah, they're actually really cool. I like them a lot. They're one of the coolest pieces of merch. Now here's a funny story while I'm here. While I was in Japan, Thomas took me the longest to find. I was there for about 10 days, and I did not find Thomas until my last day at a Japanese Toys R Us. I'll show a few pictures here shortly. But I found Percy and Nia at a gas station. Thomas, I could not find. We went to like 3 stores and he was sold out. So we went to the Toys R Us on the last day, and boom, he was there. And yeah, there's Thomas for you. He's a little goofy guy, and I'll show what these things are for in a minute. Alright, so next up, we got Percy. He is very silly. I love this guy so much. Like, look at him. He's just a little guy. The sticker is a different color from the body, so that kind of takes away. And if you'll notice on these, there's a little bit of damage, but that was because they were in the bottom of my luggage and they got a little scratched up. You'll see that more on Nia, but yeah, they're a little silly guy. I feel like his chassis is a little too long, but otherwise this is like another silly goofy guy. And here he is compared to his push-along counterpart. Yeah, very, very silly. I do not have the normal Tomica Percy, so yeah. Well, why don't we move on to Nia? And next up, and finally for the Tomica, we have Nia. I'm not the biggest fan of Nia. She doesn't have the correct amount of wheels, and I feel she's just too squashed. Like, you can also tell I had to redo that eyebrow because that got a little chipped. But she suffers the worst from this because they tried to make her long, but if you can't tell, they all share the same chassis. So Nia clips over, so there's holes underneath. Oh yeah, you're wondering what was underneath them. That's what's under them. Mika Tomy. Yeah, but there's Nia. It's not a bad model. I'm just not the biggest fan of the way they portray Nia and All Engines Go merch. And why don't we put them all together now? Alright, so we got our 3 goobs. Here's what these things in the back are for. Couplings. Connect these guys up together, and then they can go on a wild adventure, because they're silly like that. Yeah. Alright, actually, you know what? First, I'm going to show you the normal Tomica stuff that I have, because when am I ever going to show this again? Yeah, we got James, Hero, Thomas, and 2 troublesome trucks. Yeah, they're here. I do not like Hero one bit because they made his thing here black, so you can't see his wheels, and he looks like a tram. I don't like him. James, however, I love James. James is such a goofy guy. Look at him. So special. very, very perfect team. And then there's Thomas. It's just Thomas, not much. I already showed him. And then the trucks. Alright, why don't we move on to the main thing you clicked on this video for, the Playrail. Alright, so first up, we got Thomas himself. This is the variation from the loop set behind me. And I really like this model. I found it at a thrift store, so the sticker's a little janked up in some spots, but he is a really funny looking guy. And lots of people have asked size-wise, how big are these? Here, oh, hold on. Technical difficulties. Here he is compared to a Trackmaster, so he's pretty short. And for another comparison, here he is compared to a OG Tomy Thomas. So he's about in scale with normal Trackmaster, but he looks like an all engines go. He is pretty goofy. Now, there's one thing that really actually, wait, hold on. Here he is compared to the push along. Yeah. One thing that bugs me about him, though, is he has the normal, like, Thomas spoke wheels, like on the normal ones, but not like he should with the disc wheels. And the gear is there for a very good reason, but he is just one goofy guy. I don't really have much to say about him. There's the bottom. He uses a flat drive unit like like Rusty or Skarloey. I don't know, those are the examples I had off the top of my head. But yeah, he's just a silly guy. His face is quite large and he has a little lamp. The hole there, I don't know why they give Thomas one if he never has a dummy chassis, but it doesn't matter. Why don't we move on to the next character? Alright, next up, we've got Thomas's best friend, Percy. I currently have him set on one of the fake dummy chassis, but you'll see why in a minute. Percy is a very goofy guy. I like him a lot. I mean, he's really long for what he should be, but I think Playrail did a really good job on Percy, and he's just an overall goofy guy. Yeah, there's the dummy chassis. But he hooks up to the other engines, and they can just pull him around normal track. I would like to mention, though, when we get to running these guys, he does not work in the loop when he's in the dummy chassis mode or around the turnaround because he's too wide. But yeah, that's just one thing that really bugs me. I don't know if it's a big deal for you guys because I don't know, you've never seen this before. But yeah, let's move on to the next character. Alright, so next we've got everybody's favorite purple thing, Kana. Kana, people really wanted to know about Kana because people wanted a normal Kana for just Tomy use. But honestly, Kana is probably my least favorite out of these four. Just saying, Kana is she's just too long. Well, not long. She is long in the show. She's too, I don't know. Normally this should be like slanted down. Like her head should be down more. But it's rounded. Like, I'll pull out the push along in it just to show you guys. But I feel it's just, I don't know. I don't like Kana very much. Like, the character is fine. I just don't like the way that the Playrail, I don't like the way that Playrail did Kana. I feel like this is the rare miss of Playrail. But yeah, why don't we move on to yeah, if you see what I mean on the push along compared to the Playrail, this is supposed to be slanted and they just made it flat with the face. This should have been, the face should have been way smaller. I don't know. This is a rare Playrail L. Here he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Diesel. This is why I had the motorized chassis, because Diesel. Diesel has to be my favorite out of all of these, just because they captured him really well. Like, look at him. This is probably one of the best representations, well, not one of the best, that goes to push along. But this is still a very good representation of all engines go Diesel. I do not like the fact that his door isn't painted, but that's just Playrail's decision. But, yeah, Diesel. I like him very much. He is my favorite. Alright, well, why don't we get to the running session then? I almost forgot. Here's Diesel next to his push-along counterpart. Like I said, push-along does a really good job, but this one's still pretty good too. And look at this. I was gonna show the normal push-along Diesel here, but I can't find him. So, happy Pride Month from Diesel. That's all I got for Diesel. I almost forgot to pair the Tomica the Tomica and Nia with the push-along one. Push-along is still not that good, but I like the Tomica one a little better. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for. The amazing Playrail Thomas will do an epic loop-de-loop because he's cool like that. And Harold comes up, does a little waggly thing. Oh, and he's assaulting the turnaround. Okay, got that fixed. Now he's back up and running again. But yeah, we got the random little elements, the bridge, the turnaround. I have added a lot of decorations and stuff just for the video. Curve around. And the loop. The loop is pretty cool. It's just like, it's just weird to see Playrail track and the way it works. And then the turnarounds. But it's just, the track just kind of ends and then it's only for the Playrail engine. But yeah. And some people wonder, can the normal ones do it? No, they can't. But, like, depends on the engine. Some engines can climb this, some engines cannot. But, like, all the normal engines can use the turnarounds. Just not all of them can climb. Like, the only ones that I found out that work are ones that have flat drive units, like Scarloey here. Like, they can make it over the hill, but they can't do the loop because you have to have the special gear wheel like the Playrail All Engines Go ones have. And we can't have a Diesel here video without Diesel running. Yeah, pretty cool. Go Diesel, go. Wow. And he turns it around and does it again. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Guess what, you're fired. In conclusion, all of this stuff is amazing. Playrail, or not Playrail, Japan in general never really misses when it comes to Thomas merch. Whether it be the model series, CGI, Playrail, or All Engines Go in this case. But yeah, these are really cool little items just to have. I would totally recommend all of them. If you can find them online, go for it. Just don't pay too much. So, while I'm here, I'm going to give a general outline of how much these should cost. Tomica engines. These should cost between $5 and $8. I paid $6 for Thomas and I paid $8 for Nia and Percy while I was there. These three should cost no more than about $35, because that's how much they were at the Japanese Toys R Us. By the way, I will do some photos with those after the conclusion. The Thomas loop set. This should cost, I paid $33 for it, but that was at a thrift store secondhand. But it was about $55, so going around those general guidelines, keep your eye out for those prices, and don't overpay for shipping. Just saying. There's an amazing seller out of Canada that I saw. Please go check them out. I can't remember their name, but they have all the Tomica stuff, so go support them if you can. Yeah, here, why don't I show those pictures of the Toys R Us quick. Actually, we're just going to show a few general pictures from my Japan trip as well. So we'll get there when we get there.